All right, we are here. We would like to welcome everyone to the River States Conference Baseball Media Day, the Midway Baseball Edition. Here with me, I have Coach Luther Bramlett in his soon, I guess this is what, your 7th year with the program?
Yes, sir.
How you doing? How you doing today?
I'm good, man.
Good. So obviously you started this program back in the 2016-17 season. What's that journey been like, starting the program from scratch like you did?
It's been quite the roller coaster, Dylan. A lot of turbulence, up and down. We brought several guys with us from St. Catherine that had a lot of experience and knew how I expected things. And so we had some early success early on. Then it went kind of down a little bit with the overall talent level, competitiveness. A lot of that had to do with the lack of facilities. We had no on-field campus. We had no weight room. Now that we have those pieces to the puzzle here, we've now attracted higher quality athlete, baseball player. So now we're getting back to where we were when we kind of started the program as far as an overall roster that is competitive. It gives ourselves an opportunity to compete with our schedule and within the conference. So it's been quite the grind, but it's been a fun grind.
Yeah, and you talk about, you kind of hit on your schedule there. You're always wanting to play a tough schedule. I can't remember the numbers right off the top of my head, but I know you're playing a good number of ranked teams. You open the season with a quality Mobile team, and then obviously you return home with the series with Indiana Tech. You always want to play a tough schedule with tough midweeks, Mid-South teams. Do you feel like that prepares yourself, prepares your team for the conference?
We have qualified for the conference tournament every year that we've been a program, and we only take 6 teams to the conference tournament. And only one time have we not won a game there. Every other year we finish 3rd place or higher at the conference tournament. So I believe that playing quality competition, playing a strong schedule prepares us for our conference, and we've got a solid conference. It continues to get better every year. Our lower half is getting way closer to the middle of the pack, and the middle of the pack is getting way closer to the top of the pack. So I've always thought that the better competition you play, iron sharpens iron, and when you play teams that are nationally ranked and teams that are consistently playing in the opening rounds and giving themselves an opportunity to go to the World Series, that's where we want to be. That's what we want to do. So if you don't play those teams, then your team doesn't know what it takes to get there. So our schedule's not quite as what it was last year. Last year we played quite the gauntlet in February, start off 0-12, but we also finished our season with an opportunity to win the conference tournament. We gave ourselves an opportunity, and I think that is because of the schedule that we played. You know, we had a bunch of new guys last year. Our team was young overall. And it took that type of schedule, I think, to open their eyes and get them prepared mentally and physically for what postseason play is going to be like. So,
yeah, and last year you finished 3rd in the River States Conference tournament. What's it going to take to get back to that point this year and go even further to where you can finish runner-up or you can even win the conference tournament?
At the end of the day, as it always has, it's going to come down to pitching, and it's going to come down to defense. If we can catch the ball consistently and play catch and pound the zone, those strikes, I think will give us our best chance to reach our goals. Offensively speaking, we return the majority of our top hitters from last year's team, and we've added some key pieces to that offense. So, and they were all young last year. Several of them was their first year playing college baseball. So I believe with that experience, what we return there, pitching wise, what we return there, I think that we've got an opportunity to be pretty special. But it's going to come down to throwing strikes and playing catch.
And you talked about what you return, and at the tail end of this video, we're going to talk to two of those returners, and Ryan Davis, Josh Halterman. But you also return pretty much your entire pitching staff from last year, from your bullpen, from your starters, including one of those is Blake Kincaid. I'm sure you got to be happy to get him back. What he did last year in the conference tournament against Point Park was special. That was what he did that day was special. So what's it going to be like to have his competitive nature and his competitiveness back on the mound?
That's big for us. He's a bulldog, has a bulldog mentality. He wants to compete. He hates losing, and that type of mentality breeds success. We returned basically everybody. We lost one guy, and he was primarily a bullpen arm for us. So we've got Kincaid back, we've got Placencia back, we've got Skylar Lucas back. We've got a lot of guys from our bullpen, Davis, Hayes, Komorowski. We've got several pieces that threw a lot of innings for us back. We've also added several arms. We've got some quality freshmen that I think will give us an opportunity to see some innings. We've got a couple, a returner that threw for us back in, I think 18. That was our weekend guy, single season strikeout guy. Before Kincaid broke that record last year, Gus Garrison. He's back in the mix now, and then we added a guy at the break, another arm, Owen Clark, that I think is gonna throw some quality innings for us. So the big thing for us in recruiting this past summer was finding quality arms to give us depth, find quality defensive-minded guys to make competition great in practice. And this past fall, we had a great fall. It was very competitive. We've got a lot of guys competing for starting spots. Anytime you have guys competing for starting spots, it raises everybody's game to a different level. So we've got very good depth in the outfield. We've got 5 guys that we can play out there. Only 3 guys can start. On the infield, we've got 6 middle infielders / third baseman that can start. Only 3 of them can play. So we feel like we have addressed our deficiencies from last year. So I think overall we're just looking forward to getting the ball going. Getting the season started.
Yeah, and you obviously have already gone through a fall with this team, and then you've also gone through a couple weeks here thus far in the spring. How's the team progressing? Are they progressing the way that you want to see them progress?
Overall, yes. We're in the midst of throwing our, I think, 3rd or 4th bullpen with our arms, and our pitch count's up to around 55, 60 pitches right now. So we've got 2 or 3 more bullpens left before we open up down at Mobile. So we'll be getting a lot of live looks next week, which is huge. We've been able to be on our field for the last week and a half, which is definitely huge. Anytime you can get dirt underneath your spikes and get some action is definitely a plus. And we've really focused on getting as much ground ball work, as many fly balls as we can outside, because usually that's been one of the deciding factors of how we open the season. Some years we've opened up and hadn't been on the field yet. So this year we've been able to get outside. We've been able to get a lot of defensive work in, and I think with what we've seen so far, I think we're in a pretty good spot. I don't know if you can tell, but we're pretty excited.
Yeah.
To get going, because
talking to you day in and day out, I can sense the excitement around the program.
I think we've got a special group of guys that truly, genuinely like each other. They like competing against each other. They like hanging out with each other. And when you got that type of culture, good things could happen.
Yeah, and we'll kind of hit this one last question. What are kind of your expectations for the upcoming season?
Stay healthy. If we can stay healthy, I think the sky's the limit for this team. We've with what we return, what we've brought in. I feel like we should be competing for a conference championship, and I haven't been able to say that since we started the program, really. Mm-hmm. But we should be competing for the conference regular season championship, and I think we should be competing for the tournament championship. I think we've got the pieces that give us a very good opportunity to compete nationally and be in an open year round. Those are our expectations. Win a conference championship and give ourselves an opportunity to get to an open year round. And when you get to the national tournament, you never know what happens there. So, yeah. So, that's what I got, man.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much for your time. Good luck
sir.
This season.
And thank you, Dylan, for what you do, man.
All right, we are back here for River States Conference Baseball Media Day here on the River States Conference website, the Midway Baseball Edition. Here with me, I have two players. Josh Halterman, a sophomore from Lexington, Kentucky. Josh, you can wave to the camera.
How's it going?
Yeah, there you go. How you doing?
Doing okay? All right. How about you?
Good. And then we got Ryan Davis on the far right, a graduate student from Paris, Kentucky. RD, how we doing?
Doing good.
Good. So, I know, Josh, you dealt with some nagging injuries last year. What's it been like to try and get yourself back completely, fully healthy going into this season?
It's been a lot of PT, a lot of just hard work on my own, trying to get rid of those nagging injuries. But I believe that work's paid off, and I'm ready to go at 110% this season.
All right, good. RD, obviously you missed basically almost the second half of the entire season last year. What's that journey been like, getting yourself back and ready to go on the field?
It's been a little difficult. Really just a lot of rest and really just trying to figure out, just get some answers, really. So just kind of been trying to take it easy while still getting some quality reps in and stuff too. So I would say main thing is just rest, especially with my surgery. I've just been trying to rest a whole lot and wait until I'm fully cleared to actually start getting after it. So.
Yeah, you'll be fully healthy by the time we get ready to start the season in February.
Yes, sir. I'll be fully cleared by February 8th is when I should be fully cleared.
Well, good. It'd be nice to have you back on the field. Returning as much as you guys do, you guys return 6 to 7 starters, position players, and then you only lost one pitcher from the entire staff from last year. Do you guys, first with Ryan, do you feel like that makes expectations a little bit higher going into this season?
I do, because like you were saying, last year it was pretty much a brand new team, and we finished third in the conference with a bunch of new guys. So we're returning a lot of guys, a lot of experience, so I'd say the expectations should be a little higher for this team.
Josh, your first year last year, what's it kind of been like for you going now into your second year with the program?
In terms of expectations for the team, I think our expectations should absolutely be to win the regular season title and the conference tournament and go to the NAIA World Series. With returning as much talent as we did and picking up some extra talent along the way this offseason, I think we can do that.
Okay, good. And Ryan, now that you've been here, this seems like you've been here forever, but that's always a good thing for us, bad thing for other teams in the conference. What's that been like, kind of seeing this program grow as you've been here?
I talk about it all the time, how different it was. When I first got here, the field house wasn't here. A bunch of the things we use now wasn't here, so a lot of players take that for granted. The field we have is really nice, so it's just been really good seeing the growth this program's had. Where it started and where we're at now, and it's going to continue to just grow and get better. So,
yeah, and you guys are through. You guys obviously went through the fall, went through a couple weeks already thus far in the spring, almost a couple weeks. What's your early thoughts on the season, on the team thus far, Josh?
I think offensively, it's going to be incredible. We've got so many guys that can swing it, so many guys that can put up a fight at the plate. Defensively, we've picked up some pieces, and some of our returning pieces have made big jumps, big improvements in the field. And pitching-wise, the same way. A lot of our returners, there's high expectations on them, guys that maybe underperformed last season that I think are poised to have a big year and help us out quite a bit this year.
Ryan, what's your kind of thoughts on the team thus far?
I mean, Hawty did I can't top his expectations, but just to pick up where he left off, I mean, our offense last year, I think we had the highest batting average a Midway team has ever had, and I think we lost maybe one hitter, and we picked up a couple key hitters. So I think our expectations should be higher, and I think it will be higher. And defensively, like he said, we've picked up some pretty good guys over the break, and got some good JUCO guys. And like you said, arms, we lost one arm, so and we've got some good arms, so it should be pretty good this year.
And one last question, what's the team culture like around the program around here at Midway, Ryan?
I'd say it's really good. I think when I first came in, there may have been a little cliquey, but I would say I can just talk to just about anybody the same. I can talk to my roommates the same as I can talk to a freshman on campus. I try to make guys comfortable. I don't like guys being afraid to talk to me, so I think this team's done really good with talking like a senior can talk to a freshman, and anybody can talk to anybody on this team. I think the culture's really good, and that's going to be really good with our chemistry this year too.
Yeah, Josh, your second year with the program. What's the team culture like?
Immediately, I could tell how much of a tight-knit group of guys it is. It's love all around. Like he said, everybody can talk to everybody the same way, and it helps culture on and off the field, makes us play better together around each other when we're out on the field together.
All right, that was Josh Halterman, returning freshman of the year from last year, first team all-conference, and Ryan Davis, second team all-conference member from a couple years ago. Thanks, guys, and good luck this season.
Thank you, Dale.
Thank you.